Hello, my name is Joseph Lansdale. I am president of Poynter Sheet Metal, and I would like to be the first to welcome you to our team. I believe we have one of the most exciting places to work in the industry. From the type of work, the locations of work, and the customers we serve, this will be a challenging and rewarding career for you. Our company members selected 4 words and phrases that best describe Poynter. One of those is driven. Driven to exceed customer expectations. One of those expectations from a customer standpoint is safety. Everyone should go home each day, no matter what, safe to their families. Every workplace should be safe for our team, our customers, our subcontractors, and visitors. Another one of our value statements is professional. Professional in all aspects. Poynter strives to be the most professional specialty contractor our customers can hire. Our company works daily to be recognized as experts in our field. Professionalism cannot be achieved without safety. And as part of our Poynter family, you are a huge part of fulfilling that goal daily. The other 2 value words at Poynter are innovation and quality. Both of these fall right into safety at Poynter. We are constantly looking for safer means and methods for our employees, and this innovation keeps us safe and provides you a better working environment. Poynter also tracks all rework events on job sites. Quality is a key ingredient to that success. We have also cross-referenced most of our quality failures and recognize that every time we have a quality failure, there usually is a safety incident. Why? The lack of pre-planning and communication. So please take the time to pre-plan and talk about your concerns with your supervisor and teammates. In closing, I would once again like to welcome you to the Poynter family. As you watch this video, please pay special attention to our policies and procedures as it relates to safety. These are proven measures and provide the safest environment possible for you and your Poynter teammates. Again, welcome.
Welcome inside Poynter Shop. Safety is no accident. Our new hires must complete shop safety tour before starting work in the shop. Employees must be trained to operate equipment. This includes power, industrial trucks, overhead cranes, hoist, and all metal fabricating machines. All shop employees are required to attend a weekly shop safety training meeting Monday after first break. Always be sure to wear the correct PPE for task. Cut-resistant gloves, safety glasses, leather work boots, long pants, and shirts with a minimum of 4-inch sleeves. Other PPE includes hearing protection, face shields, and welding hoods. If you have any questions about that, you should always ask your supervisor, and that directs you in the right direction. When you're in the shop, you should always watch your surroundings. There's a lot of things going on, machines running, fork trucks up and down the aisleways. If you see something unsafe, report it to your supervisor immediately. Safety is everyone's responsibility.
In addition to the PPE, there's also an additional eye protection for welding operations, face shields, and other activities that may be flying debris such as grinding or cutting with grinders. Tool safety. Make sure all hand and power tools are inspected before use. If you identify a defect with the tool, remove it from service, take it to your supervisor. Forklift safety and overhead cranes. Only trained and authorized employees are permitted to operate the equipment. Do not operate any equipment that you are not trained to use.
A clean and organized work area will help you identify safety hazards in your work environment. Keep excess materials stored on racks and/or on pallets, and keep it stored out of aisleways and walkways. Ensure that all flammable and combustible materials are stored away from hot work areas. Always be aware of your surroundings. Never step in front of a moving piece of equipment. If you see something unsafe, report it to your supervisor immediately. Safety is everyone's responsibility.
Now I'd like to talk a little bit about site conditions and the safety requirements. Employees are required to attend a daily huddle to plan the day's task and mitigate the hazards associated with those tasks. Employees who operate equipment must be trained and authorized to do so. Equipment must be inspected prior to use. Some common examples may be aerial work platforms, forklifts, material hoists or lifts. Take a moment to inspect your work environment for potential hazards before starting your task. Report those hazards to your supervisor. Always be sure to wear the correct PPE for the task before performed. Cut-resistant gloves, safety glasses, hard hats, leather work boots, long pants, high visibility shirts or vests, and shirts with a minimum of 4-inch sleeves. Other PPE includes hearing protection, face shields, and respiratory protection. Know who to ask or where to get any additional PPE required on your site.
Before you stepped onto a job site, you should complete Poynter's new hire orientation. You should also have attended or completed the client or construction manager, general contractor, site-specific orientation. You should have the required personal protective equipment for Poynter, as well as the client or the general contractor. If you have questions regarding your personal protective equipment, please stop and ask your foreman. You must also have a current substance abuse card in good standing to work on a Poynter site. Take time to review the emergency exits from the building. Make sure you know the locations of alarms, air horns, as well as the rally points that may be used in the event of a fire or severe weather.
Fall protection is the leading cause of deaths in the construction industry. So things to remember: the 6-foot rule. Anytime you're above 6 foot, you have to have some type of fall protection for your safety and those around you. When you're in a scissor lift, be sure that you chain the latch as you enter the lift, and also make sure that you're tied off in that lift as required by the manufacturer. If you make a hazard in the floor, you're responsible for covering the floor properly or putting the proper guardrail or fall protection system around that opening.
Be sure you're using the right tools for the job. On most job sites, we have carts, dollies, and other items to help move material safely and carefully through the job site. Be sure to team lift when necessary. When possible, utilize a fork truck or a lull on job sites with the proper training to help aid with moving heavy objects when loading and unloading the trucks.
Key things about demolition is be aware of your surroundings. As you cut through an opening in a wall, you may or may not know if there's conduits or piping behind that wall. You've got to know that before you cut it. As you cut into existing ductwork, be aware of what's inside of it. If it's a stainless welded duct, it could be a cyanide duct. You don't really know. So find out what you're doing before you do your demolition activities.
There are various types of mobile equipment on a job site. Some of those consist of aerial scissor lifts, boom lifts, telehandlers, and forklifts. When using heavy equipment, you want to first make sure that you are certified and trained for that specific piece of equipment. Also, make sure that you have completed the pre-functional checklist for that specific piece of equipment.
Always be sure to have the right ladder for the job. Two main types of ladders used on job sites are extension ladders and platform ladders. Always be sure to face the ladder while going up and down the ladder with 3 points of contact. Extension ladders should be extended 3 foot above any landing. Always be sure to look for potential hazards before standing up your ladder. Follow all manufacturer guidelines. Electrical accidents account for the top 4 injuries and fatalities in construction industry annually. Always be sure to inspect your work area prior to starting tasks with aerial lifts, cranes, and anything else that could have potential electrical hazards. Be sure to always use a GFCI on any temporary power and with all power tools used on the job site.
A power tool is defined as any tool requiring 110 volt electricity to its cord. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have inspected that tool for any wear, excessive wear, damage, and any other defects. Always wear the proper PPE for that specific tool. This could consist of gloves, glasses, and even face shields, especially when drilling overhead. Confined spaces are defined as spaces with limited access and egress. Confined spaces consist of 2 types, permit required and non-permit required. Be sure that you have the proper permit required for each confined space. If you believe the work that you're trying to do is within a confined space, please consult your supervisor to ensure that you have the proper permit and the proper training and personnel to do that task. Cranes are a big part of the construction industry. Not only do we use them for our specific work, but they're also used in and around our work areas by other trades. If you're on a job site that is requiring a crane for your work, make sure you have the necessary crane permit in place and approved by your supervisor. Always be aware of swinging loads and pinch points during crane operation. Never stand under a load under any circumstance. Always be sure to clear the building and the area within the swing radius of the crane.
Hot work activities are anything that'll create a spark, a fire, anything that produces heat that could ignite something in a facility or the area that you're working in. Most facilities you go into will have a hot work permit program. Make sure you talk to the GC or the owner of the facility to make sure you're following their rules. Even if you're not doing hot work, it's always important to have an ABC rated fire extinguisher in your work area at all times.
When entering or exiting a job site, please be careful to pay close attention to potential hazards such as trenches, tripping hazards, and other debris that may be in your way. These cause a great danger to us entering the job site, and sometimes we take for granted.
A clean job site is a safe job site. Keep walking working surfaces clear of debris. And some examples of that could be the bases of ladders or scaffolds, the entries into stairwells, or the floor in your scissor lift. Keep tools and equipment stored off of the ground. If you don't fully understand the task, the safety measures, or the PPE required for your task, stop, work, and ask your foreman.